Jaravec and Mr. Kubus. Les juges de ligne sont the linesman are Mr. Digulia and Mr. Kadali. La composition de départ de l'équipe de France, the starting line-up for Team France. Le numéro 49, number 49, Florian Hardy. Numéro 18, number 18, Yohann Ovitu. Numéro 84, number 88, Kevin Ekfeuille. Numéro 21, number 21, Antoine Roussel. Numéro 41, number 41, Pierre-Édouard Bellemare. Numéro 14, number 14, Stéphane Dacosta. Composition de départ de l'équipe du Canada, the starting line-up for Team Canada. Le numéro 30, number 30, Chad Johnson. Numéro 44, number 44, Marc-Édouard Vlachik. Numéro 5, number 5, Jason Demers. Numéro 90, number 80, Ryan O'Reilly. Numéro 55, number 55, Mark Sheffield. Numéro 9, number 9, Matt Duchesne.
Dave Henderson and Team France with maybe the greatest moment in their modern history, a chance to play in front of a packed house in their home country, here in Paris, taking on Canada. They've got a 2-1 record, trying to take a run at a quarterfinal spot here at the 2017 World Hockey Championship. They'll take on the two-time defending champions from Canada, who have won 22 of their last 23 games. It's an extraordinary atmosphere here tonight, a sellout crowd. And for these French players, the last 2 days, they've been talking about the thrill of playing at home. And for them, the largest crowd they play in at a World Championship in front of home fans. Wayne Simmons sends it ahead. Jason Demers jumps on loose puck for Canada to Simmons. Brings that around. The fourth straight year these two countries are meeting. The French beat Canada in 2014. Canada won 4-0 last year. It is Florian Hardy in goal for the French. As the drop pass goes to Anthony Resch. Hardy was terrific for the French in their 5-1 win over Finland. Allowed 1 goal on 43 shots. Was not named initially the player of the game, but when Pierre-Edouard Bellemare gave him the prize, the crowd went wild. Simmons, head for Alex Killorn. Antoine Roussel takes that away. And then the French followed that up with a 4-2 or 4-3 shootout win over the Swiss.
There's Chris Lee added to the roster today. A fantastic story for Team Canada. The 36-year-old had a career best year at age 36 in the KHL.
Here's Ryan O'Reilly with a shot kicked out by Hardy and moved by him at the line. He, a native of McTier, Ontario, just south of Parry Sound, Ontario, the cottage country. Spent the last 7 years playing in Europe. Back at the line, a hard shot there by Mike Matheson, a block, and the French are away, 3-on-2. Damien Fleury across for Sacha Troy, that's knocked away by Josh Morrissey. Moving up is Jonathan Gilles. Now back at the line, Don Malco holds it for the French and sends it rink wide for Florian Douay. Florian Douay, tripped there by Matheson. Now in the corner, Jordan Perret plays that back, poked out by Mark Scheifele, and with Canada's Tyson Barrie out, there'll be more ice time for Mike Matheson, who was the top D-man in last year's World Championship. And as Ray mentioned, Colton Parayko also arriving this weekend for Canada from the St. Louis Blues. Knocked down now, and that hard shot pounded wide by Morin Beauvais. Travis Konechny out there along with Braden Point and Mitch Marner, this terrific kid line for Canada, the 21-year-old Point, the two 20-year-olds, Konechny and Marner. Out together, they've scored 4 goals in 3 games for Canada. Kevin Konechny
has 6 assists in the tournament so far.
Marner drops it back for Demers. Across he goes for Marc-Edouard Vlasic. That pass chipped in by Konechny. And Kevin Heckefe was back to pick it up for the French. Now a steal. Walking in is Marner. Drops it back and a chance in tight there for Jeff Skinner. Turned away by Hardy.
Now first big save for Florian Hardy. Marner stole the puck and then lost it as he tried to put it back between his feet. The puck ended up to Skinner, and Hardy was there to make the stop.
Lee pinches in for Skinner, walks back in front, shoots, and Hardy makes the save. Stefan DaCosta gathers up the loose puck. DaCosta with 4 goals in the tournament so far. The line is held by Lee. Swings it rink wide. Claude Giroux in, shoots. Hardy makes the save. And the rebound cleared away by Heckefe.
The one thing France can't do is turn the puck over as they did on that shift. They gave Canada 3 chances to reload and attack. The French have to be as clean as they can to get the puck out of their zone and limit the chances that Canada is going to generate anyway.
Brought back by DaCosta. Stefan DaCosta, long shot. Stopped there by Chad Johnson. Loose puck in the corner. Scooped up by Bellemare, picked off, and moved ahead by Sean Couturier for Wayne Simmons. The 2 Flyers go in. Couturier couldn't get a shot away. Now hooks it around and finds the other Flyer, Braden Shen. 3 of them together on this forward line.
Checked by Bellemare, another Flyer. 4 of them on the ice here.
And now Shen picks it free. Braden Shen hooks that back for Matheson. Back in for Shen. Looks towards the goal. Tipped high and wide by Couturier. Now Demers with it. Jason Demers. Feeds that down. Bellemare back with it. Leaves it there for Genil. France finished 14th last year. Could not have been relegated as one of the host countries this year. This is their 10th straight year in the top group. Now a chance picked up by Scheifele. Moving ahead with Duchesne. In they come, 3-on-1. Duchesne for the trailer Vlasic. Back in for Duchesne. The pass handcuffed him. John Malka ahead for Fleury. And Damien Fleury sends that rink wide. Teddy Costa comes in. Along with Douay. Lauren Douay works in front, flip that wide. And now O'Reilly has it. And we've got a 2-man around the ice call.
It's against the French.
And so Canada will go to the power play here.
France, 2 minutes, too many players on the ice.
That's one they call right away, even though Canada had possession.
An unforced error here for France. You see all 6 of the men, they're out there by a mile. They're not even close. Teddy DaCosta's heading back to the bench to try and squeak off, but he's called. There's Marner trying to put this through his feet as the puck stayed back on his back heel. It hits his foot, goes to Jeff Skinner. Skinner's shot turned aside. Here's Canada's first power play.
Nathan McKinnon leads the way with a couple of power play goals. A centering pass for Scheifele, couldn't get a shot away.
Canada 3 for 10 on the power play in 3 games.
At the point is Demers. Feeds it down to Marner, works in. Mitch Marner taps it down, O'Reilly, a backdoor pass, and McKinnon was blocked. Demers back with it. Scheifele for McKinnon. Nathan McKinnon feeds it down. O'Reilly works in the backhand shot, scores! Ryan O'Reilly scores in the power play, and Canada takes a 1-0 lead.
We've been talking about the quickness of how a power play has to work, and Ryan O'Reilly's the recipient of this pass on the goal line. First across to McKinnon, and the puck doesn't get cleared out. Jordan Perret does not clear it out, but watch how quickly O'Reilly attacks. He's below the goal line, but as the puck is coming to him, he actually moves towards McKinnon to shorten the distance of the pass, quickly out to the front, and Florian Hardy can't get a glove on it. Ryan O'Reilly's got his 2nd goal in the tournament. Canada's 4th on the power play, and it's 1-0.
He scored Canada's first in this World Championship against the Czech Republic. Strikes in the power play there to give Canada an early 1-0 lead. Canada has yet to trail in a game in this World Championship.
France turned the puck over, and Marner set up Skinner for a chance. Then they took a too many men on the ice penalty to give a freebie opportunity to Canada. Then they don't clear the puck out of the zone, so Canada gets another crack at it. They cannot stay close in this game if they make unforced errors like that. O'Reilly gets the puck at the goal line, makes a real nice move, and gives Canada a 1-0 lead.
Now Marner works in along with Point and Konechny. Antonin Monovian goes ahead for it. And it's moved down. Hardy steers that away. As Lee pinches in. Lee drops it back to Point. To Marner. Snaps that pass rink wide. It bounces off the stick of Konechny. And Valentin Claro moves it ahead. Monovian can't clear it out. And now Konechny in deep for Marner. French fans urging their team on. Allez les Bleus, the chant. Konechny centers it. The pass just missed Marner. Here is Lee with it. Chris Lee plays for Magnitogorsk in the KHL. Won a couple of KHL championships.
Had a huge year this year. His best of his 10 years of playing pro. 65 points this year.
Brought in, DaCosta sends it for Roussel. It's knocked down by Giroux, and it goes for McKinnon. Canada, by the way, is the home team as the last change. Nathan McKinnon busting in. McKinnon tries to drop it back, goes off a skate into the corner. Stefan DaCosta. He scored twice in France's win over Canada in 2014, and this man Belmar had the shootout winner. In comes Roussel, works it back across. DaCosta in, shoots. It's off the leg of Vlasic and wide. And Giroux brings it back quickly the other way for Canada. Giroux for McKinnon, who chips that down. Hardy out to play it. You have to pounce on that. Ryan O'Reilly's power play goal as Canada ahead of France early, 1-0 here in the 2017 World Hockey Championship.
La caméra va basculer, on va essayer de trouver les gens qui s'embrassent et on compte sur vous pour le faire. C'est parti. Allez, on joue. Où est la caméra? Voilà, par exemple. Allez. Voilà. Mais il ne faut pas trop jouer. Pas non plus trop. Allez, ça bascule encore. Je pense qu'on va trouver pour s'embrasser la caméra qui bascule, qui va aller chercher. Voilà.
Mark Scheifele and Ryan O'Reilly, both gold medalists previously for Canada at the World Championship. O'Reilly's going for his third in a row. And O'Reilly's got the power play goal to put Canada ahead 1-0.
France already has a couple of wins in their pocket. They beat the Finns 5-1, the Swiss in overtime. A costly loss and a flat performance in the first day of the tournament against Norway.
Now the play called offside at the Canadian line. So 3 points for regulation win, 2 for winning in an overtime or a shootout. And so the French come in with 5 points. You probably need 10 to make the medal round comfortably.
They got Belarus tomorrow, who has not been very good in this tournament at all, and then Slovenia on the last day.
So there's 6 points out there they should be able to get at least a portion of. Josh Morrissey. That pass knocked away by Fleury for Tim DaCosta. And Mike Matheson plays it back.
France is playing the long game with their lineup too, as Cristobal Huet is not playing today. They rotate him through games at 41 years old.
Coming off a late season injury as well, so.
And we'll see what kind of minutes they give if this game stays close. Will it be heavy minutes, even though they play again tomorrow for some of their better players?
Johan Abachu.
He would be one of those players.
Played for New Jersey this year in the NHL, fan of that shot, and now moved in by Couturier. Nicolas Beche plays for Bordeaux in the French League. His coach there is Philippe Pouzon, the great French international who played for the St. Louis Blues in the NHL. Pouzon is here as a commentator for French TV. It's a proud moment for him as a guy who's really promoted the sport in his country to see the World Championship here in France. Now a centering pass knocked down by Lee. The last veteran non-NHL player to play for Canada at the World Championship was Mario Scalzo at the 2011 tournament. The following year, Ryan Murray, who was a draft pick, played for Canada. He was playing in junior at the time for the Everett Silvertip. Brought ahead now by Calvin DeHaan. Drops it off for Konechny. Konechny, a centering pass. Oh, and a save by Hardy on the tip by Marner. What a stop.
Wow. What a play and what an incredible save by Florian Hardy.
It's not his best of the tournament, however.
No, that's just second place.
They retired the trophy already for that one. Classic fans on that shot. And it's brought out by Nicholas Ritz. He finds Anthony Resch and a long shot, but Dalmalka scores! Olivier Dalmalka sneaks it by Johnson and the game is tied.
He had no idea this went in. He didn't see it go in the net. Olivier Dalmalka, who played 4 years in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League with Cape Breton, then 4 years in the ECHL, blasts this over the blocker of Chad Johnson. Vlasic had fanned on the shot. And what turns into a 4-on-3 is Dalmalka is the late trailer into the game. He takes the pass from Anthony Reck, and this is a rocket up over the shoulder of Chad Johnson. 3-on-3, everybody's fine, but Konecny's in the middle of the ice. He's not tight enough to squeeze off the shot from Dalmalka. And all of a sudden, the surprise of the day is it's 1-1 here, 9 minutes into the first period.
That one guy in the Canada sweater seems to have conflicting emotions about the game today.
So
apparently he's whoever scored.
Can't lose that way.
Dalmalka, who is a native of Montreal, plays for Rouen in the French League, scored 9 goals here this year from the blue line. So a 1-1 tie here in the first period. And two Flyers go head-to-head in the face-off, Bellemare versus Giroux. Bellemare said before the tournament he was going to give it to Giroux every day, but not Wayne Simmons.
Means he's also pretty smart.
Skinner in the corner, moved on the puck by Overture. And Stefan Lecomte has that kicked off. Now a long shot by Vlasic, kicked away by Hardy. Hardy's save on Oscar Osala of Finland is still the talk of the tournament. Diving stick stop as McKinnon works it in. McKinnon head for Skinner. Back for McKinnon. Nathan McKinnon works in the corner for Giroux. Banks it back for Morrissey. Josh Morrissey throws it back down to Skinner. McKinnon is changing. Skinner left it there. That gives Hickefeld a chance to drop it back for Overture.
Just rolls off your tongue, Gordon.
It's been 3 years now. Here's Sasha Trail.
Hickefeld over to Overture. I like that.
Trail. So Trail is like your hometown, just roll the R.
That one's an easy one.
It's like Trail BC, just roll the R.
These other ones are a little more complicated.
Now Killorn works in. Killorn trying to center it there for Simmons. He's buried there by Manavian. And Fleury has the pass go by him, and Matheson back to pick it up. Mike Matheson up by Couturier. That pass is broken up, and Couturier tries to throw that back. The French have beaten Canada twice in 12 innings of the World Championship in 1995 and 2014. They qualify for the quarters both years. Those 8th place finishes are their 2 best in the modern World Championship. Now DeHaan knocks it away from Perret. Up for Duchesne, and Dalmalka took that away from him. DeHaan across for Scheifele. Drops it back to Lee. He shoots. That goes wide. On it is Duchesne. At Duchesne, plays it down for O'Reilly. Ryan O'Reilly plays it back for Lee. Slaps it across to Calvin DeHaan. DeHaan along wrist shot. That goes wide off the end boards to O'Reilly. O'Reilly works it and shoots short side, and Hardy turns that away. Scheifele taps it back down as DeHaan moves in. Plays it down for Duchesne. Scheifele battles there with Dalmalka, and Scheifele picked it free. Scheifele trying to center it at the point. DeHaan pitches up to keep it alive for Scheifele. Centering pass bounces high in the air. Scheifele falls, and Douay plays it ahead. He finds Clairot. Lost the puck to Duchesne, gave him a whack, and now Konecny brings it back the other way. Fires it around, and Point gets on it for Canada. Great pace here in the opening period. Nicholas Ritz takes that feathery pass ahead. Shoots, and Johnson makes the stop. 1-1 the score. You're watching the 2017 World Hockey Championship from Paris.
Allez, écoute, finalement, c'est une victoire avec la States.
Terrific atmosphere here in Paris tonight. And rocking in Cologne as well. Lots of roster news today. Philipp Grubauer of the Capitals is arriving for Germany.
Along with Leon Draisaitl from the Oilers. That'll be a big boost, and for Draisaitl gets to play at home in Cologne.
Meanwhile, the Swedes are getting Henrik Lundqvist. He'll play with his twin brother Joel in hopes of winning a world championship together. They won a gold medal at the Olympics together in 2006. And then the Russians getting Kuznetsov and Orlov from Washington. Alexander Ovechkin will not be joining Team Russia. Has a lower body injury. Now the pass picked off by Skinner. In comes Jeff Skinner trying to play it across. Hekafel knocked that away. Picked out by McKinnon for Giroux. Claude Giroux has a point in every game for Canada. Plays it back at the point for Vlasic. Marc-Edouard Vlasic rings it around McKinnon. Spins off Hekafel. And drops it off now. In comes Vlasic. Pass in front for Demers. He collided with Hardy. And the shot went wide. Back at the point is Vlasic again. A long wrist shot that floats high and wide. And Claude has it back for the French. Valentin Claude, who plays in Finland. Waiting for a line change to be completed. Works that in deep and pivots back in the corner. Has some help, brings it around. And looks for Nicolas Besch. Down the way goes for Antoine Roussel to Pierre Bellemare. Roussel of the Dallas Stars gets tied up by McKinnon. Works it back in the corner. Roussel centers the bouncing puck. Bellemare, backhand shot. Johnson makes the save. Bellemare gets too late, whacks at it, but Johnson's got it. And now Bellemare's into it with Claude Giroux. Well, they'll have something to talk about at training camp, won't they?
Yeah, love it. Both of them standing in there. Doesn't matter that they play all winter together. There is always something different, of course, when you wear your country's colors. And Bellemare is looking for a rebound. He's fishing around in there. Giroux's telling him to get the heck out of there. Great work by Antoine Roussel. Good cycle. Shovels it off the side of the net. And there's Bellemare with a couple extra whacks at it.
Yeah.
And Giroux's finally had enough. He's looking to get a handful of his visor.
Well, we saw this in the first game when Canada played the Czechs, and Radko Gudas basically clotheslined Giroux in a scrum. Flyers like to play rough.
The common denominator there is Giroux in the middle of both of it.
Face off in the Canadian zone. 6:54 to go here in the period. Shots are 8-5 in favor of Canada. Bellemare versus Couturier. Flyer versus Flyer again.
Well, see, they both want to kick the puck, and they know they can't, and the puck just sits there on the faceoff. Can't do it in international hockey.
Stefan DaCosta walks off the wall, but it's taken away by Simmons and moves it ahead for Shan. Braden Shan drops that back. Stefan DaCosta picked it off. Kept the line by Couturier for a moment. Now Couturier has it back. Rink wide for Shan. In with Simmons and Couturier. And Shen got spun around. Lee holds the line, shoots that shot deflected wide. Dash hammered down there by Simmons. Here's Lee back with it. Chris Lee drops it back, and diving was Couturier to keep it alive. Lee was parked on top of Bellemare. Bodies flying everywhere here. And Stefan DaCosta, who plays for CSKA Moscow in the KHL, fires it in. Former Ottawa Senator. And Tim DaCosta lost the puck as O'Reilly moves it ahead for Duchesne. Matt Duchesne, rink line for Scheifele. Scheifele in, shoots. And Hardy sneaks out the glove and makes the stop.
With Canada up 1-0, Travis Konecny makes his beautiful feed to Mitch Marner, and Hardy makes two terrific saves. The puck goes up the ice. And Dom Malka beats Chad Johnson up over the blocker. The French could have been down 2-0. A great save and a bullet shot by Dom Malka, and it's tied 1-1. Florian Hardy, as you mentioned, Gord, made 42 stops in the 5-1 win against the Finns in his first game of the tournament.
O'Reilly wins that draw cleanly. Back to Matheson to Morrissey. Josh Morrissey bangs it right back in front. Hardy gets the glove down. Hang on to that with Mark Scheifele looking for the loose puck. Hardy plays for Dornbirner in the Austrian League. It's his 8th World Championship. Hardy was the man in goal for the French when they beat the Russians in 2013. And they're chanting his name here in Paris tonight.
Talking to Bozan, Philippe Bozan, he was mentioning that win against Russia, the win against Canada, the win this tournament against Finland as three moments that stand out for the French.
Now Scheifele, loose down low along with O'Reilly, they crisscross. Laurent Meunier, the French captain, plays it ahead. Perret can't clear it out, but now does. And a big hit there by Josh Morris. He hammers Florent Douay. Brought back by O'Reilly. He finds Duchesne. Matt Duchesne works in, can't get a shot away. Now Scheifele spins and shoots. And it goes over the glass and out, deflected, so the face-off will be in the French zone.
Douay is complaining because he doesn't have the puck. And Morrissey crashes him into the boards. That's an aggressive play by Morrissey. The puck is off of Douay's stick, but it's close enough that it's not called interference. Morrissey had a terrific rookie season. The 22-year-old played all 82 games for the Winnipeg Jets. And talk about the way teams want to try and incorporate youth into their national program. The French are doing it with a couple of players. Douay is one of them. He's 22 as well.
Now Demers with a shot, that goes wide. Gabriel Landeskog has scored for Sweden, an early 1-0 lead on Latvia in Cologne, Germany. Huge crowds there night after night in the main venue of this World Championship. Picked up by Ritz, and he finds Anthony Resch. Ritz works in, a long shooting, gloved by Johnson. He hangs on, and now another late bump, this time by Clareau. Lots of scrums after the whistle, lots of plays to the net.
Always a little different than the NHL. They don't allow you to whack as many guys around. And every once in a while, a Canadian player will get a penalty that he doesn't think is one, but the standard is different here, and that's something that the coaches always remind you when you're sitting on the bench. You come back and you get the little tap on your shoulder and say you're going to have to park that at the whistle.
And there is DaCosta, the 27-year-old. Played at Merrimack University, parts of 4 years with Ottawa, their American League affiliate. Scored 7 goals in 47 games as a Senator. And Giroux in for the face-off for Canada. One by DaCosta, picked up by Giroux. He's away with McKinnon. And Lee jumping in as well. In comes Nathan McKinnon, shoots, Hardy save, rebound, just out of the reach of Giroux. And Belmar plays out ahead for Roussel. McKinnon came back on Antoine Roussel. Johnson out to play it, leaves it there for Lee. Chris Lee. More to Hahn, ahead for Skinner. That pass disrupted. Giroux has to tap it back. 4 to go here in the opening period. A 1-1 tie between Canada and France. Canada has yet to trail in this World Championship. In comes de Hahn. Flips that in the corner for Killorn, and Alex Killorn works it free in the corner. Killorn plays it back for Morrissey. Morrissey shoots, that's tipped wide by Couturier. Sean Couturier works it free now, banks it back. Here's de Hahn, winds and shoots, he pounded that wide. Morrissey tried to seal the wall, it got by him. Meunier racing for it, knocked away by de Hahn. Moved up now by Killorn, along with Couturier. Killorn tried to center it. That was blocked by Nicolas Besch. And Besch plays out ahead, up the center ice it goes, and Matheson picks it up. Lead pass for Killorn, into a long shift for him. He swats it in and goes off on a chain. Manavia. And behind the net was bumped there by Shan. Quick wide pass kicked in by Douay. Loose puck now walking in, and a chance there for Laurent Bouvet. Couldn't get a shot away as O'Reilly brings it back the other way for Canada. O'Reilly in, shoot! That hit Hardy up high and staggered him a look, and the referee calls play immediately as Hardy was staggered by that shot.
Immediately he gets his arm up, and the French do not have Cristobal Huet on the bench as their backup. Hardy makes the stop, and you see him get his left arm up in the air, or they'll blow the whistle to let the goalie gather himself.
You may recall the rule used to be in international hockey that when the puck struck the goaltender's mask, play was automatically blown dead. That was adjusted a few years ago. But the referee does check with goaltenders who are struck in the mask to make sure they're okay. The one exception to that is continuous play. Had he been struck there, the puck dropped down and been tapped in, the goal would have counted. O'Reilly wins the draw back to Scheifele. Mark Scheifele walks in, waits, shoots short side, and hit Hardy up high again.
Still shaking his mask a little bit. There was not even a thought of taking him out for any evaluation at that point.
Ronan Kemenet is the backup for France tonight. He played against Canada last year, allowed 4 goals on 46 shots. Now a chance at the side of the goal. Duchesne spins, hooks it back in front, bouncing puck moved away by Besh. And now O'Reilly back at center ice for Lee. Plays it across for Konechny. Travis Konechny moves it around for Lee. Up ahead for Point. Braden Point moves ahead with Marner. And Marner moves it across the line. Mitch Marner, rink-wide pass picked off by Ritz. And now Marner retreats. And the puck loose, no one sees it. The French are offside and have to tag up. That gives DeHaan some time. Under 2 to go here in the opening period. DeHaan tried to slide that ahead, picked off, and moved it back in by Anthony Resch. Resch scored the tying goal, less than 5 minutes left in that game against Switzerland. As Marner comes across the line to Point. Braden Point down to Marner. Rolled off his stick. Marner quickly retrieves the loose puck. Plays it down to Point. Braden Point back for Marner. Drops it across to Merz. Sends it back in front. That goes just wide. Off the bench comes Matheson. Plays it in deep as Canada's changing. Marner. Loose in the corner. Bellemare takes that away. And now Point knocked off stride. Bellemare picks it up. Drops it back for DaCosta. Head for Bellemare. Bellemare drops it back. Roussel, a long shot that went through the glove of Johnson and wide. And the Mariners back with it. Flips that to the line, but not out. Chakashvili with a shot that goes off a leg. Florian Chakashvili with a long shot there. Final minute now, the period. Stefan DaCosta bumped there by McKinnon. Stefan DaCosta centers it. Chakashvili couldn't reach it. Janil, a long shot. That's gloved by Johnson. And he'll squeeze it.
Antoine Roussel is always seemingly in the mix of things. He scored 12 goals this year for Dallas. He walks into this slapper and it catches just the thumb of Chad Johnson's glove. Roussel had a couple of goals in the 5-1 win against Finland.
Scored 11 times in 32 games for France at the national team level. Playing in his 5th World Championship, the most penalized player in the NHL over the last 5 years. And he has not often been an innocent victim.
He'll have a new coach to try and deal with on that level.
In comes Giroux, trying to flip that back for Skinner. Broken up by Ovichuk. Ovichuk signed as a free agent out of this tournament last year by the Devils. And a strong tournament for France in Russia. Skinner peels back in the corner. Jeff Skinner. Puck on a string for him. Plays it across for Giroux. Time winding down here in the period. Giroux flips it back and a chance for Morrissey at the side of the goal. He's blocked. Morrissey back with it. Trying to work it free. Morrissey kicking at it. Meunier worked it across for Teddy DaCosta. And now Vlasic fans with that shot, and time expires here at the end of the first period. Dom Malka scores for France after Ryan O'Reilly had opened the scoring. And Canada and France are tied at 1 through 20 minutes of play here at the 2017 World Hockey Championship. Our first intermission is coming up.
Goal
for too many men. For too many men.
Voilà, pendant ce petit break, on va pouvoir vous parler du programme officiel. C'est évidemment le programme souvenir que vous pouvez ramener à la maison avec toutes les dates de ces gros changements de championnat du monde jusqu'à Paris, ça se passe aussi à Cologne. Vous avez absolument toutes les infos dedans, ce que vous pouvez évidemment ramener chez vous. Vous pouvez trouver ça dans les boutiques officielles ainsi que tout le merchandising, les petites figurines, les mascottes, les maillots, les t-shirts, les écharpes. You can buy the official program everywhere around the arena to take back home. So voilà, c'est ce qu'on veut dire. Demain, la France aussi joue la Biélorussie à 20h15 et reste en ligne. Vous pouvez les acheter en ligne ou dans nos billets. Et là-dessus, je dis, tu n'es pas à côté de moi.
Je suis avec des gens qui vivent le hockey d'une manière rock'n'roll. Ça tombe bien, on va en parler en quelques secondes, ils sont déjà plutôt chaud patate. Juste, on avait aussi des informations, tu m'écris peut-être sur les anecdotes inhérentes au hockey, qu'est-ce que tu en penses?
Ben oui, je te parle, voilà, il y a une centaine d'années de hockey sur glace derrière nous, c'est le saviez-vous avec l'un des plus uniques chances. Je laisse commencer en français.
Écoute, je suis très très heureux de parler du hockeyeur tchèque Jaroslav Drobny, qui fut sacré champion du monde chez lui, c'était à Prague en 1947, devait encore plus celle dans le domaine sportif en remportant ensuite à 2 reprises le tournoi de tennis de Roland Garros en 51 et 52, puis suivi de lui de Londres en 54. Le gars était plutôt doué.
Still a little bit of English if you know, we're here to know a bit more about it. I'm lucky you guys. The goaltender of France's national team, Christophe is the first French hockey player in history to come together to win the famous Stanley Cup in the IIHF in 2010 with the Chicago Blackhawks. Bon, écoute, on est assez vite à la reprise de cette deuxième période. Qu'est-ce que tu nous proposes?
Écoute, j'ai envie de te dire que celles et ceux qui sont restés avec nous dans cette intersection entre finalement les tiers-temps, on a envie de vivre un peu de manière rock'n'roll. Et j'ai amené la crosse à laquelle à Bordeaux je joue tous les jours, et j'ai envie qu'on le vive intensément en rock'n'roll. Alors bien, on va faire, mesdames, messieurs, à partir de maintenant, un air guitare le plus rock'n'roll qui soit. On va envoyer une musique qui va bien, et derrière, on va la jouer intensément. D'ailleurs, j'ai chanté les supporters, pas les spectateurs, les supporters, qui vont jouer la guitare à fond. Vas-y, fais péter le son, et on dit la guitare, et après c'est sur vous. Aïe!
back to a raucous arena in Paris on this Thursday night. A 1-1 tie after 20 minutes. Shots on goal were 10-8 Canada after one period. Ryan O'Reilly opened the scoring. Olivier Damalka tied it up for the French. And O'Reilly, who takes face-offs, plays the wing, kills penalties, plays in the power play. Does everything but play goal for this team. And only because he hasn't been asked yet.
Should always say no to that.
Bouncing puck in front for Stefan DaCosta. DaCosta centers it. That hit the skate of Nathan McKinnon. And bounces up. McKinnon's got a blade problem or a foot problem as he heads off the ice.
No, that hit him right on top of the foot. He's got that's a little stinger that you get. That'll take a few minutes for that to settle down.
Belmar drops it off. Ryan O'Reilly picks it off, and O'Reilly, his pass goes off the heel of a stick, and it's picked up by Vlasic. Rink wide he goes. Poked out by Demers for Mark Scheifele. Mark Scheifele, the Winnipeg Jets, goes after it. Sent flying in behind the goal by Belmar. And Scheifele slow to get to his feet. Sasha Trail works in. Trail drop pass blocked by Connecting. Now DaCosta throws it back in front. That was swatted away. As Lee got in the way of that. Now Connecting back with it. DeHaan was moved off the puck as Trail got into him. Then DaCosta plays it back in. A bad bounce off the end stanchion. Almost caught Johnson there. Now Damien Fleury has it for the French. Down for Teddy DaCosta. Centering pass is broken up by Lee. And Lee pokes it in, turns it over. Trail with a shot. Punched away by Johnson. And a penalty coming now to Canada. As DeHaan touches up, so pressure by the French forces Canada to a penalty, and Lee will go off for interference.
The first 90 seconds of this period have been in Canada's zone.
Number 42, 2 minutes.
Calvin DeHaan got beat out wide and then turned the puck over. And as the puck worked its way back around, Chris Lee turns it over, holds the puck a little long in the middle of the ice. Lee gets called for interference, and the French power play will go to work.
France is 2 for 12 on the power play in the tournament. They've got Belmar, Roussel, and Fleury up front. DaCosta on the back end along with Overture, so lots of NHL experience there. All but Fleury, who's been a big scorer in Europe and the KHL. Off the draw, Fleury couldn't quite reach it, drops it off for DaCosta. Stefan DaCosta loose in the corner with it. Feeds it back for Overture. Back for DaCosta, works in a centering pass, score! Damien Fleury! A power play goal, and France has taken the lead.
What a gorgeous feed from Stefan DaCosta. Excellent movement after winning the face-off. Gord, you mentioned Damien Fleury has been a big scorer in Europe. They win the draw, and look how far they spread Canada's penalty killers out. Couturier goes down to lean on Belmar's stick, taking away that high deflection that teams use so much. But it's Damien Fleury who's on the back door. That's his second goal of the tournament. He's played 52 games in his World Championship career. That's his 15th goal. And the French have a 2-1 lead.
And Canada trails for the first time in the tournament. Damien Fleury was number 2 in goal scoring in the German league a year ago. This year went to the KHL, played for the expansion team in Kunlun, China, where he played for head coach Mike Keenan. Scored 9 times there in 57 games. And now Canada sends it down, icing waved off as Overture goes back, and this crowd is into it now. And racing back is Morrissey, an icing call against France.
We often talk about the belief of an underdog team that they can stay in the game. It's the same for the crowd. Is there a belief that that the team they're cheering for can stay in the game? What a gorgeous feed DaCosta's pass. That is one heck of a celebration right there. Damien Fleury doesn't miss. And Canada scored a power play goal, given up a power play goal, and they trail 2-1.
Swats it ahead to O'Reilly. Ryan O'Reilly settles it down and plays it ahead for Scheifele. Mark Scheifele Pokes it back. Lee a long shot. Saved by Hardy. Loose puck in front. McKinnon couldn't reach it. Now O'Reilly has it back. In the corner for Scheifele. Feeds it down to McKinnon. Back on it for blocking that shot earlier. McKinnon works from the goal line. Across the top he goes. Able to hold the line. What a move by McKinnon. No, they say he came out. And it's called offside. That was close.
John Cooper rolling the lines for Canada. Been moving some people around, trying to find the best possible connections that Canada can get. They'll add Colton Parayko to the lineup for their next game. Parayko's in Paris and said he was looking forward to getting some sleep as he'd been running on empty for about 30 hours after the Blues were eliminated in their second round series.
Cleto fires that down. And now Vlasic pokes it ahead for Killorn. Up to Couturier, moving in with Duchesne. Now Couturier with a lane, walks in. Couturier backhand shot, Hardy save, and Couturier battled the rebound over the net. Demers knocks down the clearing attempt, flips it across for Vlasic. Marc-Edouard Vlasic on the line, shoots. That was blocked by Chenille. And Cleto has it back. Valentin Cleto grew up in Saint-Pierre-de-Miquelon, the French Principality off the coast of Newfoundland. That long shot by Besch, knocked away by Johnson. Couturier. Lead pass, Duchesne knocks it down for Killorn, and Alex Killorn peels back as Canada changes. Plays that in deep. We've talked about this before, the recipe for an upset when you're a big underdog. Number one, get great goaltending. Number two, get some belief. And number three, take advantage of your chances.
Remember the save that Fleury made at 1-0 on Mitch Marner.
Now DaCosta drops it back. Roussel with a shot. That was blocked. Roussel tries to center it. DaCosta back with it. Top line back to work for the French. And now a high stick clips Marner. And a penalty will go to Antoine Roussel. And Canada goes to the power play. Just under 4 gone here in the second period.
Sean Couturier came in from the left wing, and his backhand chance is stopped by Hardy, and also the rebound that Couturier knocks out of the air. Hardy's able to get the right arm on it, and there is Roussel in the box. 2 minutes for high sticking as you saw his stick came up and hit Marner in the face.
Off the draw though, picked up by Meunier and fired down the ice for France. As Marner goes back. The French do have a shorthanded goal. Johan Ovitu scored it in the game against Switzerland. Drop back now to McKinnon. Nathan McKinnon for Ryan O'Reilly. The pass bounced off his stick. Now Marner has it back. To the point he goes for Demers. Across to McKinnon. McKinnon moves down to the corner, walks out, centers it. O'Reilly, a quick shot goes off the goal frame, over the glass and out. O'Reilly will stay in the zone.
O'Reilly's power play goal is Canada's only marker here through 24 minutes, and Cooper has kept his power plays pretty well the same. Now, they don't have Tyson Barrie. Barrie has 7 points in the tournament. He's done for the tournament. They're getting injured off the ice yesterday. So Chris Lee will be the only defenseman on this power play group.
Now Giroux works it towards the goal, tipped wide by Simmons. Braden Shen out there as well. Shen tied for the NHL lead with 17 power play goals this year, even with Alex Ovechkin and Nikita Kucherov. Giroux plays it back. There's Lee with a long shot, and the save made by Hardy through the traffic.
And the traffic's Wayne Simmons. Nobody does that net front work better than Simmons in the NHL these days. Chris Lee had 65 points, including 14 goals in the KHL this year. He didn't take much time to deliver that. Simmons provides the screen, but Hardy with the stop.
Giroux for the face-off against Meunier. 1:07 to go on the power play. A scramble draw. Shen pokes at it, but it's moved out by Damien Roll. And Giroux swings back for it. Claude Giroux gains the line and finds Shen. Braden Shen plays it down for Giroux, banks it back for Lee. Rink wide, he goes for Skinner. Jeff Skinner loose in the corner with it now. Back for Lee. Lee back down to Giroux with Simmons fighting for space in front. The centering pass just missed Skinner. Racing to it as Lee keeps the play alive. Brings it around for Simmons. Slaps it around for Giroux. 30 seconds to go on the power play. Giroux back for Lee. Lee in a wrist shot. Hardy save. Rebound. And the loose puck scooped up by Manavian. Off the glass and out. Lead pass for Skinner. Time for one more rush. In comes Skinner. Pivots back in the corner. Feeds it back for Lee. Lee to Skinner. Works in. Fans on the shot. The second try as well. And Meunier sends it down. 3 shots on goal for Canada on this power play. It remains 1-1. Lee up ahead for Scheifele. Beckefeu couldn't clear that by O'Reilly. Ryan O'Reilly plays it back down to Scheifele. Trying to work it free. Now to Costa on it. McKinnon wins that battle for the puck. Sends it rink wide and Scheifele goes racing to it. Mark Scheifele plays it back to Vlasic. Now a chance for O'Reilly. Goes off the skate of Belmar. Demers plays it back to O'Reilly. In the corner for McKinnon. Bumping there with Belmar. Beckefeu lost the puck for a moment to McKinnon. Now it's brought out by Belmar. Shovels that across for DaCosta. Centering pass for Belmar, and it's poked away by Vlasic. Now Belmar sends that wide of the goal. Saakashvili comes up for the French. Demers leaves out in the corner. Teddy DaCosta bumping there with Vlasic. Back to the point he goes. Down Melka, another long shot. That's kicked away by Johnson. And Scheifele bangs it off the glass and back down to the French zone as Canada will change. Down Melka. Long lead pass for Trail. Sasha Trail works in, drops it off. Teddy DaCosta works in. His centering pass is blocked by Konechny. Travis Konechny, lead pass. Matheson tips it ahead. In comes Marner. Rich Marner with the lane. Walks in and shoots. And Hardy gets an arm on that. Konechny plays it back. Across it goes to Matheson. His long shot tipped in front. That goes wide. Marner back with it. A centering pass. Konechny couldn't get a shot away. Now Marner back with it. Holds, waits. Marner feeds it back to Matheson. Matheson, a long shot. Hardy save. Marner a chance. That's blocked as well. As Teddy DaCosta got in the way. Long shift with his French group. And Sasha Trail sends it back down to the Canadian zone.
They've really done a good job keeping their energy and pace up, and forcing Canada to work for everything that they get. The shots haven't run away. 15-12 Canada. They're in a game.
Giroux works in, flips it ahead. Giroux gets it back, shoots. Hardy makes the save again off the mask. And Giroux battles for the loose puck. Lee kept it alive. Giroux plays it down low. Simmons gets a stick on it. And Wayne Simmons digs it up for Shan. Braden Shan pivots back in the corner. 2 French players converged on him. Now Besh from Albion. Loose puck picked up by Beauvais. He finds Douay. Laurent Douay banks it in. Parade taken in there by DeHaan. That's going to be a penalty against Canada. Calvin DeHaan will go off. Boarding is the call. 2-1 France leads here in period number 2.
Team Canada, number 24, the Blitz, Russia.
La plus grande Ola qu'on ait jamais faite depuis le début de ces championnats du monde. Après 14 000 personnes, vous n'êtes même pas la Ola.
Et on va faire même mieux comme 14 000. On va même solliciter ceux qui sont en tribune, plutôt bien placés, mais aussi la presse. Parce que finalement, si on parle de notre sport, c'est aussi pour le dynamisme. C'est que finalement, il y ait aussi tous la France qui soit derrière cette équipe de France. Encore une fois, et encore le cap pour demain face à la Biélorussie. Alors, on va démarrer ici. On va démarrer ici.
John Cooper looking on. So is a packed house of fans here in Paris as the French have a 2-1 lead on Canada and now go to the power play.
There's Damien Fleury, who scored on the power play their last time out. Same group, not surprisingly. for France on the ice.
And O'Reilly will take the draw against DaCosta.
Pretty active wave. Haven't seen the wave much.
Face off won by DaCosta, back for Bellemare, sets it up for DaCosta. Stefan DaCosta. Hangs it back to Ovidiu. For DaCosta. Rink wide, Ovidiu. Feeds across for Fleury. Bellemare on the high slot, taps it back to Ovidiu. Across he goes for DaCosta, that's skipped away. O'Reilly picks it up and fires it down the ice.
And O'Reilly does a lot of things well, doesn't he? Wins face-offs, he's strong around the front of the net. We saw his power play goal, and there he makes a good read, jumps on a loose puck and clears it down the ice.
Brought in by DaCosta, picked off by Demers. He can't clear it out. That was blocked by Bellemare. And then batted out of the air by Couturier and back down the ice. Killorn goes in on Ovidiu. And Killorn shoves him off the puck. Killorn shorthanded. Works it back into the slot, plays it across for Couturier. And Couturier feeds it back to Killorn. Canada gets fresh penalty killers on the ice as Killorn throws it ahead for Couturier. Morrissey now out there along with Matheson. Couturier winds his way through the French power play. And Couturier just throws that back in deep and goes off. Midway point of the second period, France with a 2-1 lead on Canada. Roussel fires it in. And waiting for it is Matheson. A late change by the French. Matheson brings it in and slides that down to the French zone. Hekefeld. Lays that across for Nicolas Besch. Sacha Trail. Back for Besch to Hekefeld. For Teddy DaCosta. 15 seconds to go in the French power play. Nicolas Besch throws it back in the corner. Matheson on his backhand. Likes to play it around for Vlasic. He's got time. And Vlasic walks out with it. Vlasic chips it in. 2 shots on goal for the French on that power play. Vlasic works it around. Finds Scheifele. Mark Scheifele centers it. O'Reilly with a shot. Kicked away by Hardy.
Been by far Canada's best player tonight.
O'Reilly chops it back in the corner for Scheifele. Scheifele. In for McKinnon. Hekefeld took that away. These French players on the ice are tired. Lee with a shot that goes wide. Now Demers has it back at the top. O'Reilly slaps it across to Lee. Has time. A quick shot there, tipped wide by Scheifele. Scheifele back for Lee. Lee a long shot that floats off a stick. Up and out of play. And now McKinnon tangled there with Hekefeld.
Ryan O'Reilly gave Canada a 1-0 lead on the power play, and after Florian Hardy made this unbelievable stop on Mitch Marner, now Malka made it 1-1 with a long-range shot. And then in the second period, Damien Fleury takes the Stefan DaCosta pass with Chris Lee in the penalty box, and France holds a 2-1 lead.
3 Canadian players in this game. Braden Shen, Nathan McKinnon, Mark Scheifele were members of the Canadian team in 2014 that lost to France. There are 15 players on the roster for France who played in that game. Off the draw, Couturier taps it down for Duchesne. In for Skinner, back for Matt Duchesne. Feeds it back for DeHaan. Calvin DeHaan, a long shot, goes off a leg and wide. Douay waiting for it. Janil. Plays it around for Saakashvili. At the line, Duchesne couldn't knock it down. And Bouvet played that ahead, but DeHaan took it away. Now Skinner up ahead for Duchesne. Matt Duchesne works it and shoots. He fired it just wide. Bouncing puck in front. Bouvet knocked that away. Centering pass goes back to DeHaan. Works it and shoots. It goes off a skate. Right down to Hardy, who shakes his head as he knocks that away. And Saakashvili back on it for France. Long pass high off the glass, and DeHaan shovels up the center ice for Shen. Canada changing as Braden Shen works in. Shen, centering pass, just missed Simmons. Now Giroux taps it back to Morrissey. Josh Morrissey plays it around, and Saakashvili being shadowed there by Shen, who knocked it down. Simmons pokes it free for Matheson. Swings it across to Morrissey. Spins around Resch. Morrissey feeds that back to Matheson. Has room, winds and fires. And that's blocked by Anthony Resch. Now brought in by Clairot. And it's Giroux back defending on Valentin Clairot. Worked free by Shen. He gave it away to Claro. In the corner to Belmar. Pierre Belmar plays it back. Stefan DaCosta swings it across. Manavian in, winds, shoots. And through the traffic, Johnson got a piece of that. Besh plays it around. Resch leaves it there for Belmar. Morrissey steps into him. Pierre-Edward Belmar now. Crisscrossing with Manavian. Simmons comes back for it. He and Roussel collide. Roussel on it now. Simmons gives him a chop. And Roussel gives him one right back. 6.5 to go here in the second period. Shot around by Nicolas Besch. And Roussel waiting for it. Morrissey steps into him. Roussel gets free. Feeds there for DaCosta. Stefan DaCosta goes back to Besch. A long shot. That deflected wide. Good pressure now by France as Roussel plays it down for DaCosta. Giroux picks it free. Now DaCosta back with it. Head to DaCosta. Spins away for his brother Stefan. Giroux bumped there by Teddy DaCosta. What pressure now by France. Matheson taken in hard. And Manavian knocks that down at center ice. Works it across the line. Manavian winds and fires. That goes wide. Out the other side. A race for it now. And Hardy out to play with Point pressuring him. Shakashvili fires that down to the Canadian zone, and icing is called.
Excellent stretch of play for France as they hem Canada in their zone. They get their best line out there, Belmar, and DaCosta and Roussel, and Roussel's relentless work helps keep the forecheck going. This kid line has had just a couple of moments today at almost every game. They have been significant in their ability to create chances. Marner was robbed in the first period just prior to the 1-1 goal.
Point plays it back for Konechny, sends it for Marner, but the pass bounces over the head of Demers. Vlasic up for Konechny, a centering pass for Point just out of his reach. Marner back on it now, down to Point. Braden Point kicks that free. Point works it back. Demers to Vlasic. Feeds it back to Marner, pokes it across to Vlasic, works in, his shot goes off the stick of Ovitu and wide. Now Douay moves it back down the ice, a race for it, Vlasic goes back, icing waved off. And Perret took Vlasic in hard. Now Konechny reaching for it. Marner trying to flip that back, Claro's onside and bats out ahead for the French. Now a sharp angle shot there taken by Resch. That was turned away as now Claro comes back in for it. Claro muscled off the puck there by Vlasic. But Claro has the puck back loose behind the Canadian goal. Centers it, the pass went right through the stick of Ritz. And back down to the French zone. Shots are 8 for Canada here in the second period. In comes Stefan DaCosta. Centers for Belmar, knocked away there by Lee. And Shifley has it back for Canada. The lead pass goes in behind McKinnon. McKinnon races to it. Knocks down Damelka in the race for the puck. Knocked away from Belmar. Shifley's got it. Mark Shifley pivots back. DaCosta moves that back to center ice with 4 to go here in the second period. DeHaan works in. Calvin DeHaan, a sharp angle shot, gloved by Hardy, and he'll hang on. Things are getting rough here in Paris. We're back in a moment.
Team France, number 41, 2 minutes cross-checking. Team Canada, number 55, 2 minutes roughing.
Goes off for cross-checking. Mark Shifley for roughing, so it's 4-on-4 here with under 4 to go in the second period.
Four-on-4 will favor Canada here as John Couturier and Claude Giroux are on the ice. You watch Michael Matheson jump up into the play here. Interesting to see how much time Chris Lee's getting on the blue line, as Canada gets a real good look at what Lee can do before Colton Parayko gets in the lineup. Dave Haxtell runs the defense, and in this 4-on-4 spot, he gets Lee out there.
Manavian plays on ahead for Nicolas Besch. Manavian. Rink wide pass, too high for Fleury to handle. Now Fleury spins back in the corner in front of Lee. Drops it off now for Besch. Nicolas Besch. Back down low for Sacha Trel. To Manavian. Puck loose along the wall, poke free by Couturier. Now Lee threads that pass ahead for Matheson. Just out of his reach, Hardy out to play it. Knocks it around the boards for Besch. Out to center ice to Fleury. Vlasic back defending that long shoot-in, knocked down by Johnson. Leaves it there for Vlasic, ahead for Matheson. In comes Mike Matheson. Drops it back for Couturier. Leaves it ahead for Point. And Braden Point has a look. Rink wide he goes, back across for Matheson. Matheson, lots of time, walks in, sends it back in front. Hardy makes the save on that soft shot and covers the rebound.
Lots to be impressed about from France here today as we get a look at Michael Matheson. Got a goal and an assist in the tournament. Almost out of nowhere became an important part of last year's gold medal winning team.
.251 to go in the second period. Point won a face-off back when it went between Demers and Vlasic. 50 seconds to go in the 4-on-4. Still 1-0 Sweden leading Latvia with 2 to go in the second period in Cologne. Latvia's been giving people fits over there so far as Vlasic works in. A backhand shot goes off a stick and wide. Overture swings back for it. Swung around and Roussel bats it back down to the Canadian zone as Vlasic goes back, being watched there by DaCosta. Vlasic for Demers. Back to Marc-Edouard Vlasic. An Olympic and World Cup champion for Canada. Up for Point. Braden Point works around Saakashvili. Drives the net. Point with a quick shot. Hardy reaches back and makes the save.
A really strong move by Braden Point. Hardy's there again.
Claro feeds it down. Johnson out to play it. Moved it away from Claro. Teams are back to 5-on-5 as McKinnon picks up the loose puck and banks it around for DeHaan. DeHaan steps around Resch. Up ahead for McKinnon. Nathan McKinnon drops it back. Scheifele walks in and shoots. Hardy makes the save. Rebound loose in front. DeHaan with a chance. And a penalty coming down to France as Hardy makes the save. Calvin DeHaan got buried in front. And a cross-checking call will go against France with 1:33 to go. In the second period, Olivier Dalmalco will go off.
Number 44, 2 minutes, cross-checking.
Players in reverse position. Scheifele at the point. DeHaan double clutches this puck in front of the net. If he takes it to his backhand immediately, he might have a better chance to score, but he draws the penalty anywhere. And there's Braden Point's strong rush outside of Saakashvili. And another stop for Florian Hardy, who has made 11 in this second period. His work's not done as Canada goes to the power play, looking to tie this game up.
Giroux wins the drawback. Lee pokes it ahead. Giroux holds the line, plays it back in deep for Simmons. Wayne Simmons feeds that back for Lee. Shovels it down for Giroux. Skinner drifting in now. Simmons pokes it back across. A bouncing puck played away by Besch. They battle away for it. Skinner comes up with it for Simmons. Back in the corner. Shin. Rink wide for Lee. Lee with room, walks in and shoots. The deflected puck goes wide. Skinner back on it. Final minute now of the period. Simmons plays it back for Giroux. Claude Giroux. Back for Lee. Across to Giroux. Giroux in, shoots, scores. Claude Giroux snaps it home and the game is tied.
play goals for Canada, and they've knotted this up. The power play earned when DeHaan was knocked down in front of the net. Chris Lee takes it to his right and then drops it back to Giroux. He's got enough room to take 2 strides and snap this wrister right on the top of the circle. Perfect shot up over Florian Hardy. And with 49 seconds left, Canada has tied this game.
And now Giroux has scored it. Has points now in all 4 games.
Chris Lee gets his first point of this World Championships.
A 2-2 score here. Both of Canada's goals coming on the power play. Shifley, a shot, goes off a leg and wide. McKinnon works across the top. Nathan McKinnon drives in on his backhand. McKinnon still with it. Trying to flip that back in front. Overtu got in the way. McKinnon gets it right back. In for Shifley. Drops it back for Demers. Down for O'Reilly. Ryan O'Reilly has a look. Swings it back for Vlasic. Mark-Edward Vlasic, a shot. Hardy makes it a rebound. Chopped at by O'Reilly. Backhanded that wide. Time winding down here. A chance now for the French for an odd man rush, but Shifley hammered down Fleury. In comes O'Reilly, throws that down towards the goal. A late goal by Claude Giroux ties it up after Damien Fleury had given the French the lead earlier in the period. 2-2 is your score as we go to the second intermission.
The referees have whistled the second period. 37 hour for the fastest puck. Let's just go together. Let's just of this second period together. Now the big screens. 1 goal scored for Canada in the second period. It's still 2-2 for the moment. 15 shots on goal for Canada against 4 for France. 8 face-off 1 against 7 for France. And 90 minutes equal 6 minutes on each side. See you back in 40 minutes, you guys.
Au 42 de l'équipe du Canada, Lee pour obstruction. Team Canada number 42, Lee, a 2-minute penalty for interference. Pénalité au numéro 42 de l'équipe du Canada, Lee pour obstruction. Team Canada number 42, Lee, a 2-minute penalty for interference. Lee pour obstruction. Team Canada number 42, a 2-minute penalty for interference. Du Canada, Lee pour obstruction. Team Canada number 42, a 2-minute penalty for interference. A 2-minute penalty for interference. Period. 1 minute left in the second period. Period.
Many have realized room to prepare themselves. Living up energy, super fast observing and not greasy. Now this is your crew, living up. It starts with you.
Voilà, nous étions ravis. Toi, tu as la maison.
Pas forcément prêt. En tout cas, vous étiez prêts à faire beaucoup de bruit pour vos équipes. Vous êtes recouverts de vos équipes en rouge ou en bleu et puis en jaune ce soir. Et une caméra était partout avant que vous entriez dans l'arena, n'est-ce pas?
C'est ça, c'est que l'idée, c'est qu'on sait que c'était beaucoup l'ambiance. D'ailleurs, je vous le dis très sincèrement, merci. Vous êtes juste un public énorme et j'espère que ce sera le cas jusqu'au bout pour qu'on accompagne cette équipe de France et cette formidable équipe canadienne. Pour autant, les caméras étaient aussi cachées. En tous les cas, proposées à l'extérieur de cette arena pour piocher les sourires, la bonne humeur et aussi vos déguisements pour montrer qu'en avant-match, vous viviez déjà ce match. Regardez, on a des images.
We're telling you that you did good to put, of course, all the jerseys and the clothes on your faces because our cameras were everywhere around the arena and people were going in. It's now the big screen.
C'est un tort, parce que vous allez pouvoir piocher à l'intérieur de celui-ci toutes les informations inhérentes à la compétition, bien évidemment les matchs qui se déroulent partout, les équipes, bref, vraiment c'est absolument exhaustif et nécessaire. Et juste à côté, puisque vous êtes au boutique, n'hésitez pas à piocher aussi les goodies, histoire de organiser votre présence pour ce match, on l'espère, historique entre la France et le Canada, mais ce sera également le cas de toute la compétition.
We were reminding you that you can, of course, buy the official program and all the official boutiques around the arena. To have a little souvenir and also have the 10 next days of competition was this today. It's day number 7 and it has many matches to go. There is France, Russia, Belarus, tomorrow at 8:15. Il y a France, Biélorussie demain à 20h15. Il y a encore des tickets, vous pouvez évidemment les acheter pour venir nous voir demain.
Et on fera la même chose avec de l'ambiance et qui, on espère, aussi une victoire et nous, même si bien sûr on a beaucoup de respect pour l'adversaire. On est à quoi 4 minutes maintenant de ce moment qui est le bon détail, maintenant on est à ce dernier temps. Et on va encore vous solliciter, je le disais tout à l'heure, c'est absolument pas démagogique, vous êtes notre public remarquable. On a entendu beaucoup de garçons, mais on est persuadés parce qu'on a été dans les travaux, qu'il y a également beaucoup de filles, et on va aussi, mesdames, mesdemoiselles, vous mettre à contribution.
Absolument. On a, nous aussi, en tant que structure, lancé un challenge depuis le début de ces championnats du monde pour voir quel match, quel supporter faisait le plus de bruit. Alors ce soir, bon, c'est un petit peu déséquilibré. On est évidemment à domicile, on joue à la maison, donc forcément il y a beaucoup plus de gens, de fans de l'équipe de France. On a envie de challenger les garçons et les filles, évidemment. Forcément, je vais crier avec les filles, tu vas crier avec les garçons. Je vais t'en demander comme ça, on le lance ensemble. Girls, we're going to have to make some noise against the guys tonight, because of course it's a bit more fun for France. But we're going to ask the edit room to put, of course, the noise meter inside. And we're going to make some noise on my count. À 3, 2, 1, les filles, on va faire beaucoup de bruit. On va essayer de faire plus de bruit que les garçons. Le record, et on fera tous ensemble, parce que le record est de 100 pendant le match France. Est-ce qu'on est prêts? Girls, are you ready? On va remplir ce match troisième période. On y va, on my count. You girls, les filles, on y va. 3, 2, 1, faites du bruit!
C'est pas une femme qui appuie sur le bouton. On a l'impression de concert de qui s'en fait. Lorsque ça va donner, quand les hommes peuvent la voir, c'est finalement, il y a un peu d'orgueil, forcément. Messieurs, arrêtez de vous polluer là. Là, j'ai l'impression que vous me voyez poisson. Messieurs, bien vous connaissez. Voilà, c'est là. Ok 3, 2, 1, les gars!
Parce que nous étions 11 000 pendant le match France-Finlande. On a été 14 000 ce soir. Je pense qu'on va péter le score qui est de 100. We got to do it all together and the record is 100.
You're right, all together, d'accord? Quelle que soit la nationalité, vous êtes ici pour faire du bruit. Vous êtes prêts, on y va ensemble pour battre le record. 3, 2, 1, on est tous les gars! Bravo, autant de bruit pendant le troisième quart-temps pour aller encourager les Bleus. On est à quoi? Les Bleus qui sont là, tout ensemble. Allez les Bleus! Allez les Bleus! Allez les Bleus! Encore allez les Bleus!
Attention avant la reprise de ce match, de partout pour les deux équipes, on lâche rien et on fait beaucoup de bruit pour l'équipe de France!
Mesdames, Messieurs, 10 secondes du coup d'envoi. Avant qu'on ait pourquoi pas notre drapeau à nous, je voudrais qu'on se le fasse ensemble une fois. Allons, enfants.
It's a battle here in Paris tonight. 2-2 the score through 2 periods of play. Antoine Rousseau, the Dallas Stars, digs in. Once again playing for his nation at the World Championship. Now McKinnon works it wide of the goal as the fans begin their singing and chanting here in the third period. Belmar, long lead pass for Roussel, knocked away by Vlasic. They're singing the national anthem here in Paris as the Conta shot is blocked. Trail fans on it.
That is so cool. For a nation that does not have a deep hockey history. Philippe Bolzon was telling us, the French commentator, about how much this game means to the French and how they were all hoping they could stay in it and make it close. And it's certainly done that through 40 minutes.
Now Fleury sends it ahead for Teddy DeCosta. This is a big event and a big night for France. And for those who would hope to grow the game more, they've been playing hockey in France for a long time, but not at a high level. For a long time, France was mired in the second division, third division of the IIHF rankings. Fought their way through. And now Couturier walks in and fires, and Hardy saves that.
There was some dispute or discussion whether Ronan Kemener or Florian Hardy was going to start, because the word was it wasn't going to be Cristobal Huet, and the French decided that they were going to go with Hardy today, and it's been a spectacular again.
How about this, though? The idea was they would save Huet for the most important games that they thought they had the best chance of winning. Let's see, Hardy's taking down the Finns, and it's 2-2 against Canada in the third period. Just who's your number one?
By this theory, he should get the check game, too.
Now, Morrissey with a shot that deflected just wide, scooped up by Giroux, plays it back. Matheson across to Morrissey. In behind the goal is Alex Killorn. Killorn pivots back. Feeds that back to Morrissey. Morrissey shoots, and it goes right down to Hardy, who sticks a pad on that. Yanil high off the glass and down the ice. It skips wide of the goal. Icing called against France.
Well, after making 42 saves against the Finns, Florian Hardy was sharp early. He stopped Jeff Skinner, Mitch Marner, and Nate McKinnon early in the first period. Stopped Sean Couturier and Braden Point in almost identical chances in the second period. The Marner save came right before the French tied the game at 1. Had that goal gone in that play, which easily it could have, a 2-0 lead might have seemed insurmountable and taken the air out of the French. As it is, they were in the game.
Now Vlasic with a long shot that goes wide. Demers on it, plays it down to Konechny. Demers got hammered there by Douay. Marner with a shot that goes off the leg of Douay. Now the puck skips off the glass. Konechny back to Point. Demers plays it across. Vlasic centers it there for Marner. Marner drops it back. Vlasic has a look along. Wrist shot that deflected wide. Out the other side, they score!
Oh, what a bounce.
Vlasic shoots and it goes off the end boards, off Hardy and in.
What a brutal bounce for the French, and a fabulous one for Canada. Hardy thinks this puck is going around the far side. Oh, this shot's tipped halfway through the slot.
And it looks like Janil actually put it in behind his own goaltender.
But this puck is tipped out in the slot. Hardy now loses the puck as it goes on the short side, but because it's tipped, the angle is changed and it comes straight back out on the end boards, not from to the corner and out the other side. And Canada's going to take a fortunate 3-2 lead.
Marc-Edouard Vlasic has played for Canada in 3 World Championships, the Olympics, and the World Cup. That's his first goal. And Canada has the lead back that it held in the first period in the early going on the goal by Ryan O'Reilly. A strange one, though, as you mentioned, the deflection. And then Janil appears to poke it by his own goaltender. O'Reilly plays it back to Morrissey. O'Reilly works in. He shoots. Hardy makes the stop. Look out, there's a heater into the French bench.
So there's the shot. It's deflected. I can't tell if that hits a Canadian shin pad or not. And then it hits the boards, and Janil goes to help. Nope. Off his stick and into the net. And Canada leads 3-2.
Marc-Edouard Vlasic, the Montreal native. Stars for the San Jose Sharks. He was drafted by San Jose with the second-round pick they got from Calgary for Mika Kiprasov.
Turned out to be a pretty good trade for both teams, didn't it?
Yeah. Dahan up ahead for Couturier. That pass misfires. Icing waved off.
See if France can get off the mat here. They've been in their zone for 3 straight minutes to start the third period. They give up the go-ahead goal. A goal late in the second period. with just 1:30 left.
Now Duchesne shot as Blanc. Couturier tries to center it.
My mistake with just 45 seconds left in the period. And then an early one here.
Belmar works it. A centering pass just out of the reach of Nicolas Beche. Played around to Belmar. Loose behind the Canadian goalie. Flips it back in front for Roussel. He was tied up there by Couturier. Beche has it back. Spins and shoots. Blocked by Couturier. Chance to bust away now. Knocked down. In comes Skinner. Skinner with Couturier. Skinner a backhand shot, and Hardy makes the save. A late whack there. Look out. Skinner taken down by Damalka. Things really heating up now.
I think Skinner's going to get the first penalty here for the slash on Hardy. Beche falls down after having his shot blocked. Now, Skinner's got a little bit of a lane then. Oh, it's the poke at Hardy that's going to draw the penalty. Oh, and then the stick of Damalka catches Skinner. Damalka will go to the penalty box too as he's trying to get Skinner out of there, and he ends up hitting him right in the face with his stick.
I wonder if Skinner's getting kicked out here. The referee just gave him the thumb sign.
Number 53, Team Canada, 5 and game misconduct for spearing. Number 44, Team France, 2 minutes high sticking.
So Skinner gets 5 in the game for spearing, and Malka 2 for high sticking.
You can see the Canadian guys going, that's not a 5. Apparently it is today.
So now
it will be. It's a pretty good jab by Skinner. At home that would be called a 2-minute minor. Here is different. So at the end of this 4-on-4,
right,
France will have a 3-minute power play. But it'll start 4-on-4. The people are starting to whistle a bit here because they don't have the 5 minutes up on the clock, and there's nobody sitting in the Canadian bench. John Cooper wasn't certain on who was getting the 5.
And now he's saying, so 4-on-4 for 2 minutes, then they go to the power play.
Gerard Gallant doesn't like the call. He said, look, you got a stick in the face, and that's only 2 minutes. And
now they posted the 5.
There's Olivier Damalka, who has a goal in the first period. He's a rugged player.
In the meantime, Konechny will serve the 5-minute major for Skinner. What a turn of events that is.
France has to get through this 4-on-4 here, and then they've got the 3-minute power play.
No matter what.
Correct, but it'd be nice to go into the 5-on, into the power play, not down 2 goals, is my point. Not real sure what this discussion is at the bench.
Fixing a helmet.
A lid protector here for Damalka. Get the chin strap back on it.
So now Giroux for the face-off against Clareau in his 4-on-4. Giroux wins it back, but Vlasic can't quite reach it. 3-2 Canada leads on the goal by Claude Giroux. Kicked ahead by Vlasic. That's picked off by Hekefeld. And Kevin Hekefeld brings it in. Centers it. Dropped back by Clareau. Over to a long shot. Tipped just wide by Pale in front. And Demers has it back. Nathan McKinnon. Demers. Back for McKinnon. Here's Giroux with it. Teams are changing now as Giroux drops it back. And leaves past Mrs. Morrissey. That'll be icing against Canada. Sasha Trail with a great chance in front of Chad Johnson.
Avitu can shoot the puck. Treyu, who is a big guy, gets in front, good position, and deflects this up over the net. He had a hat trick in last year's tournament against Hungary. Plays in Rouen, the French league, had 24 goals this year. Most of them, I assume, from about 3 feet in front of the net. That's a big guy. Pretty good hands.
Face-off won by DaCosta. Fleury spins and shoots at a pad save by Johnson. Manalvian plays that down for DaCosta. Loose behind the goal is Fleury. Damien Fleury works it out. He watched there by Morris. He centers a tip wide by Besh. And now Lee has the loose puck for Canada. Snaps that pass ahead for Point. Knocked down by Manalvian at center ice. 50 seconds to go, and the penalty to Dan Malka, and then France goes on the power play for 3 minutes and will stay on it even if they score. It's a major penalty to Jeff Skinner. In comes Point, a centering pass just out of the reach of Marner. Marner comes back in for it, and a battle in the corner ensues. Heckerfeld with it. Up for Resch. Anthony Resch, who plays for Gap in the French League, throws that in. Gap won the French Championship again this year. Most of the powerful French hockey teams are towards the Swiss border in the mountains. Scheifele drops it back. Hard shot there by Matheson, turned away by Hardy. Another high shot on Hardy. And a chance back the other way. In comes Resch, shoots! And DeHaan came back, got a stick on that, knocks it up and out of play. 3 seconds to go, and the Dan Malka penalty.
A great stop by Fleury and Hardy, and then Shakashvili leaves the puck for Bellemare, and that pass is right on the tape. Resch thinks he's got a little bit of a lane, but that's a great close by Calvin DeHaan. Earlier on, another deflection as Besh, the defenseman, gets back behind Nate McKinnon and deflects it wide of Chad Johnson to the right. So the French are about to go on a 3-minute power play, trailing by 1.
You can generally tell what the score is by the status of Dave Henderson's tie. Looser now, shirt collar up. This will be a close game. In comes Killorn now. Alice Killorn pivots back. And France now on the power play for 3 minutes. In comes DaCosta. Shoots. Johnson save. Rebound knocked away by Vlasic. Knocked back at the point. Bellemare plays it across. Here's Overture with it now. The chance for France to tie the game. Roussel plays it around. Back for DaCosta. DaCosta swings that down. Vlasic got a stick on that. Takes it away from Roussel. Vlasic. For Killorn. Fleury, a long shot, batted down in front by Demers, and Couturier gathers up the loose puck. And Couturier sends it down. Overture quickly gathers it up as both teams change. Lead pass for DaCosta. He swings it around, racing back is Matheson for it. Loose in the corner, Simmons on his backhand, a tough play off the glass and out. We've seen it so many times, Ray. If you put these players in NHL uniforms, it would be a very one-sided game, but so different when you play for your country.
Here, another boost to playing at home. The urgency of a game that means more to you than to the other team.
Claro, loose in the corner with it now. Minute 40 to go in this French power play. Flip back at the point, Heckerfeld with it. Plays it across. DaCosta, hard drive, tipped wide again by Claro. And Matheson bangs it off the glass. DaCosta holds the line, plays it across. In comes Resch with a shot that deflected wide. DaCosta had it taken away by Simmons. He was almost off to the races, but Simmons needs to go off on a chain. And the crowd urging this French team on. Heckerfeld with it. Across the line. And the play called offside at the Canadian blue line.
Still a minute 12 left for Canada to kill here. Heckerfoil carries the puck and goes offside.
There's some confusion here. The ice cleaning crew has come on. This is not a commercial break, so they'll be sent off. Of course, this is not accustomed in Europe. They don't have TV timeouts like we have in North America, so every once in a while you get a misfire. Can't go to TV timeout during a power play.
They clean that up pretty quickly. The break, though, allows France to get their #1 power play back on the ice.
You're not suggesting...
No, I am not suggesting this was a well-thought-out ploy.
Conspiracy?
Look, a couple of guys with garbage cans and shovels came out. I don't think this was in the grand plan. Minute 12 left on this power play.
30-17, the shots on goal in favor of Canada. The French have 2 shots so far on the power play, but a couple others have been tipped just wide. Overture drops it off for DaCosta. DaCosta for Belmar, winding his way in. Pierre Belmar in, shoots, and Johnson makes a pad save.
Excellent save by Chad Johnson.
Under a minute to go on the power play. Overture swings that rink wide. DaCosta works it back in front. Belmar shot that goes wide off the end boards. It goes to Roussel. Demers steps into him. Belmar on it now. Belmar plays it back in deep for Roussel. Picked off by Demers, and he fires it back out to center ice. Fleury. Had to leave it at the line. Now the play called offside.
Or Johnson maybe with his best save. The stop on Belmar coming over the blue line. Dave Henderson sees the 3-minute power play down to 25 seconds.
Henderson's a Winnipeg native who moved to France to play, thought kind of a lark, play here for a year. Played for 21. Became a coach and has been the head coach of the French national team for the last 13 years. There isn't one path in the game. There's so many that take so many people in different directions, and all of them can be rewarding in their own way. Meunier's shot is blocked. Manavian with it. Manavian back in the corner for Perret. Final seconds now, the power play. Matheson digs it free. He finds Killorn. And Konechny, who was serving the major penalty by Skinner, steps out. 4 shots on goal for the French on that power play. And now Douay has it. 11 to go here in the third period. Canada up by 1. Nicolas Besch. Picked off by Couturier. And now Simmons ships that to center ice. Saakashvili. And then intercepted by Matheson. Mike Matheson slides it down to Braden Shen. Shen back in on it. Shen works it back for Giroux. Fan of the shot, gets it back. And now Clairot knocks it down for France. In comes Valentin Clairot. Morrissey steps into him. And they wrestle in the corner. Lee spins and backhands it up to center ice. Giroux tips it there for Simmons. In comes his all-flyer Ryan. Shen shoots and Saakashvili knocks that down. Janelle plays it around. Simmons picks it off. Wayne Simmons works it free. Spins away from Clairot. Backhands it back in front. Shen can't reach it. At the line, held by Morrissey. Down he goes for Giroux. Giroux shoots and Hardy steers that away. Back is Lee on it. In for Shen. Now played up by Ritz. And Resch had that knocked down by Lee. And Lee moves in along with McKinnon. Nathan McKinnon from a sharp angle. Steps around Saakashvili. Saakashvili tries to lift that by O'Reilly, who knocks it down and keeps the play onside. There first for Canada is Scheifele, and Mark Scheifele spins off Resch and plays it across, but it's picked off by Belmar ahead for DaCosta. DaCosta, his pass is knocked down neatly by McKinnon, and Nathan McKinnon brings it back the other way. McKinnon works it back in deep for Scheifele. Eckefail with it. Up for DaCosta. And DaCosta finds Belmar with Roussel. They crisscross, poke checked away, and back out to center ice. The play is called offside. 9 minutes to go here in period number 3. Canada with a 3-2 lead. They should be going here, but they don't appear to be. So they went when they shouldn't, and now they don't when they should.
Makes perfect sense.
After a while, you kind of get the hang of it.
We've only been here for, I don't know, what, 20 games now? Seems like it, I don't know, 20, 15, 18, I don't know.
But you can't go to an icing either. There's all kinds of quirks of the rules.
You can go on an offside.
Yes, in comes Konechny loose now. In shoots and Hardy makes the stop. Knocked down by Marner at the line. What a play by Marner. Swings it across. Point with shot just wide. Back at the point now is Lee. Lee down to Marner. Point picks that free for Canada. Point tangles there with DeHaan. Plays it in for Marner. Vale trying to kick that free. And now Marner works it out. Mitch Marner swings it back. Now DeHaan along wrist shot. That deflects wide. Konechny. Off the glass it goes. Manavian trying to knock it down. And Kennedy Costa has it back for France. Need a change now as Lee plays it ahead for point. Rink wide for Konechny. Canada changing as Konechny plays it in deep. Malka. Out to center ice, knocked down by Morrissey. Killorn plays it ahead. Malka can't clear it out. In comes Killorn. Walks in, centers it. Couturier couldn't get a stick on that. And now Perret has it back. Two Canadians got trapped in deep. It's an odd man rush for France. Meunier for the trailer. Malka spins and can't get a shot away. Perret bumped there by Morrissey. Played back, Chenille a long shot, and the save is made by Johnson. We're going now. 3-2 Canada leads. We're back after this.
Le nombre de spectateurs est présenté par le partenaire officiel de la billetterie du championnat du monde, IIHF 2007 tout.
The official aid attendance is presented by the time official partner of the 2017 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship.
Mesdames, Messieurs, félicitations, merci de votre présence, puisque nous sommes ce soir 14 510 supporters lyonnais. Et puisqu'il reste 7 minutes tous ensemble, qu'on se lève avec nos défenses, qui ne sortent pas des pas français. Qui ne sortent pas des pas français.
Sellout crowd here in Paris tonight, nearly 15,000 people in the arena. Fantastic.
Not sure Canada thought they'd be in a game like this. Having to push a little harder here. 7 minutes to go and a 1-goal lead.
Now Hekapel with a shot knocked away by Johnson. Not sure the Swedes thought they'd be in a 1-0 game against Latvia in the third period either.
There's been a moratorium on goals over there tonight. Well, the Russians scored 3 in a minute, and that was it in the first game.
Yeah.
So if you went out to the concession stand at the wrong time, you missed it all.
In comes Rest for the shot. That goes wide, and now Shen back on it. Braden Shen to the line, but not out. Lead pass for Simmons, knocked down by Belmar. And Vlasic picks it up. Picked up by Simmons. 2-on-0 with Shen. Shen to Simmons, shoots. Oh, what a save by Hardy. Hardy comes across with a terrific stop there. Shen and Simmons, 2-on-0, can't connect. Now a centering pass on the reach of Scheifele. The backhand shot by Shen goes wide. Wow, Scheifele steals and shoots, and Hardy makes a save on that. Scheifele back in front, Lee with a chance, and Hardy makes the save on that. That's 3 in a row.
He's having the week of his life here. Wayne Simmons doesn't have a goal in the tournament, nor does Braden Shen, and when they take the turnover, maybe Shen can be a little more selfish here. He goes right back to Simmons, and Florian Hardy stays right with it and pushes across just once to make the stop. I thought Shen was going to go up under the bar with it, but he goes back to his teammate Simmons, turned aside, and then Hardy makes 2 more saves, one on Shen, one on Lee. Hardy's made 31 stops so far.
Face off won by Teddy DeCosta, but the French can't clear it out as Morrissey plays it in. Josh Morrissey took a hard bump and plays it up for O'Reilly. Ryan O'Reilly works it back to Morrissey. Swings it back to O'Reilly. And a penalty coming now, and it's going to go against Canada. Mark Scheifele for a cross-check, and France goes to the power play here with 5:49 remaining in the third period.
Scheifele had an assist in the first game of the tournament. It was a brilliant play against the Czechs, but since then he's really struggled to find his space on the ice. There he cross-checked Saakashvili from behind. Not even going to try and read that, but it's nothing good. So France with another chance here. this is 5 minutes in power plays in about the last 7 minutes.
DaCosta, Fleury, Roussel up front, Ovichu and Belmar on the back end of the French power play. Couturier for the face-off. Won by Couturier. Demers pumps it down the ice. Bad bounce out of the corner again, and Hardy had to be careful with that. We've seen a couple of those in 2 games today. Ovichu.
Sorry, Gordon, the difference, of course, is a bounce off the end boards and off of Janil's stick and in the net.
Belmar in the corner with it now, poking out his Vlasic. DaCosta plays it back for Roussel. For Ovichu, back to Roussel. Antoine Roussel banks it back. Ovichu now being shadowed there by Killorn, feeds it down to DaCosta. Back for Ovichu. Pass in for Belmar, he hooks it back for Ovichu. Across he goes for Fleury. Fleury to the goal line. Roussel trying to poke that by Demers, and out of midair, Alex Killorn backhands that down the ice. And then Belmar gives it to Couturier on his way off. 2 more Flyers going at it. Their inter-squad game should be good at training camp. Roussel, pass picked off, and Point sends it down the ice. Under a minute to go on the Scheifele penalty. Hekafed up for Besh. Bouncing puck. Johnson pounces on that with Claro looking for the loose puck.
That puck started to skip and bounce right away, and Johnson didn't really have much choice but to freeze that. So France gets a face-off in the offensive zone, and right away out again comes that #1 power play. They're really pushing hard here, Gordon. For France, you have to remember, they play tomorrow again.
Right, and a game that's more winnable.
And those are points that they need. Of course, they need the points here too, but they're pushing hard here. And you always have to be careful. We see it a lot in these tournaments that the second day, the team doesn't have as much zip. Play Belarus tomorrow.
In the late game, so it's not that tight turnaround. Stefan DaCosta plays it back to Ovichu. Back for DaCosta. Ovichu works it and shoots. Johnson makes the save through the screen of Roussel. 21 seconds to go in the power play.
On a shot like that, Roussel's trying to tip it. He just misses it because the goaltender's going to catch this shot. Roussel doesn't even really give much of an effort to that. Looks like he's more concerned with just screening the goaltender as opposed to tipping the puck on the way. And if it's a wrister from 55 feet, you got to get a stick on it. You got to change the direction somewhere, or at least make the goaltender think that you're going to change the direction. Johnson's made some good saves here in the third.
Belmar for the face-off against Duchesne. Belmar wins it back for DaCosta. Stefan DaCosta plays it around. Roussel. Antoine Roussel. Walks in, drops it back to Belmar. Feeds back to DaCosta. Final seconds down the power play. Ovichu works in. Ovichu, Fleury, centers it. Belmar, chance pad, saved by Johnson. What a save there by Chad Johnson with a left pad.
He's made 5 really good stops in this period.
3 shots on goal for France on the power play. Remains 3-2 Canada. 3:40 remaining here in the third. Besh, rink wide for Claro. It rolls down to Johnson, leaves it there for Lee. Chris Lee, the 36-year-old from McTier, Ontario, making his Team Canada debut today.
And doing a good job. He's doing a really good job.
What a thrill for him. Centering pass for Scheifele just bounced away. Lee back in for O'Reilly. McKinnon picks it up. Again, Colton Parayko will join Canada on the weekend. Canada's next game against Switzerland on Saturday. Poked ahead by McKinnon. And Hardy hangs on to that. Meantime in Cologne, Elias Lindholm has scored his 4th in the tournament. 2-0. The Swedes against Latvia. And they'll get Henrik Lundqvist this weekend. The Swedes will.
There's that stop by Johnson. A quick save. Roussel's in position for the rebound, but it skips past him. France should be proud of the game they're playing here. When they gave up that early power play goal to Ryan O'Reilly, it could have gone south in a hurry, but Florian Hardy stopped Mitch Marner, and moments later, Olivier Malka made it 1-1 and the game was on.
You know, Ray, they rarely get blown out. Lost 4-0 to Canada last year. It was a 4-3 game a couple of years ago. They beat Canada, of course, in 2014, but the French rarely are on the wrong side of the big score, like a 10-1 or 8-0.
I would say the difference, even in that 4-0 game last year, Gord, maybe they didn't have as much of the game. This one, they got a chance to win. I mean, they had a 2-1 lead until that last minute of the second period, gave up that power play goal to Claude Giroux.
Now Lee hammers it down, 2.5 to go. Hardy will stumble there behind the goal.
He's good in front of the net. Behind the net where he's had his issues, a puck that bounced off the end boards and ended up in the net off his own defenseman.
Now Shen centers it, just missed Simmons with that pass. And DaCosta plays it up for Roussel with Bellemare. In comes Roussel now. And Giroux stepped into him. As Simmons plays it out, Giroux swats that ahead. And Avian picks it back up. 2 to go here in the third period. Keep an eye on Hardy in the French goal. And Avian picks it up. Fail. Up ahead for Claro. Backhand shot goes out to stick of Vlasic. Up and out of play. And now Dave Henderson will call timeout with 1:39 to go. The face-off in the Canadian end, and this might be the time we see Hardy stay on the French bench.
Hardy's working his way to the bench, and this will allow them to get Bellemare and DaCosta, Roussel and Fleury on the ice. The face-off will be to the right of Chad Johnson. Dave Hackstall is working the board there, and looks like Sean Couturier will be the centerman taking the face-off. Well, they got Ryan O'Reilly out there as well, so 2 guys that take a pile of face-offs during the National Hockey League season will have this draw covered for Canada. They'll be going against Pierre-Edouard Bellemare.
So the big guys out there for France. Point comes out as well. So you've got 3 centers for Canada, O'Reilly, Couturier, and Point.
Florian Hardy's in the French goal. They did not pull him here.
And now they're pointing at the French bench. They want Hardy to move up. They want to see if they win the face-off.
I don't mind this at all, but I'd have him farther. He doesn't need to stand in the crease.
Canada knocks it out, and back goes Fleury for it. And now Hardy makes his way. The extra skater comes on, it's Hekefed. But the defenseman will be the extra guy on. Now DaCosta winds it in. Back at the point, Hekefed can't hold it. And Overture has to swing back with O'Reilly watching him. Kevin Hekefed drops it back for Bellemare. Minute to go now in the third period. Pierre-Edouard Bellemare plays that across. Braden Point knocks it down. How about Braden Point being out there with a 1-goal lead? Empty net for Point, trying to backhand that towards the goal. Roussel took him down. Hekefed for Bellemare. Here they come. Bellemare pumps that down the Canadian zone. Vlasic back for it. Racing to it was Claro. Knocked by him and down the ice, and this will be an icing call against Canada. 32 seconds left in the third period.
So France can get a couple of fresh players on the ice. While it's not their big boys, they are gassed. Canada had just made a change, so not overly tired on the ice, or Mark Scheifele to take the draw. He's out there with Simmons and Killorn. The French have 6 on the ice. Damien Fleury can really shoot at number 9. He's at the top of the circle.
DaCosta, Stefan DaCosta against Scheifele for the face-off. Now Rush spins and shoots. That goes just wide. Johnson appeared to tick that. Now Heckerfeld. 20 seconds to go. Fleury loose in the corner. Damien Fleury tied up there by DeHaan. Simmons has it. Can't clear it out. Heckerfeld keeps it alive. Rush with the centering pass. Simmons again. This time he does kick it out. Time winding down as Killorn works it in deep, and Canada wins a white-knuckle game here in Paris, beating France 3-2 in a game they trailed twice.
What an outstanding hockey game. Chad Johnson was terrific in the third period for Canada. A fortunate bounce off the end board. Martin Edward Vlasic's first goal, playing for any Team Canada, that he's played for a pile of them. Hits the end boards, bounces off a French defenseman and in the net. An outstanding night of hockey here in Paris.
Chad Johnson gets the win. He's 2-0 in the tournament. Final shots 35-24 in favor of Canada. We'll stay for the player of the game presentations and the national anthem.
Récompensé par la montre officielle du tournoi remise par Tissot sur le décor officiel du championnat du monde IIHF 2017. Ladies and gentlemen, the best player for each team will be awarded with the official watch of the event given by Tissot official timekeeper of the 2017 IIHF.
These player of the game awards, by the way, are selected by the teams themselves.
The watches will be given by Mr. Tom Riley, President and CEO of Hockey Canada, and Mr. Pierre-Yves Gerbeau, Vice President of the 2017 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship. Le meilleur joueur de l'équipe de France, Best Player of Team France, le numéro 41, number 41, Pierre-Édouard Bellemare.
This time Bellemare will accept it, I think. He gave it back to Hardy last time.
Leader of this team, a hard-working player who plays a far bigger role here than he does with the Flyers, where he does an excellent job as their fourth-line center and penalty killer.
L'équipe du Canada, Best Player of Team Canada, le numéro 90, number 80, Mr. Ryan O'Reilly.
O'Reilly scored the opening goal of the game, took a ton of face-offs.
Excellent night for O'Reilly. Scored a beautiful power play goal, and when Canada was searching for energy, I thought he was the player that had the most.
Canada's now won 23 of its last 24 games of the World Championship. Runs its record now to 4-0, and once again lines up to hear the national anthem.
Mesdames et messieurs, veuillez vous lever pour l'hymne national de l'équipe du Canada. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Canada.
C'est bon, on voudrait saluer les deux équipes. On peut applaudir effectivement le Canada pour son talent. L'équipe donc sa place numéro 1 n'est pas usurpée, mais je voudrais qu'on applaudisse aussi, s'il vous plaît, cette équipe remarquable
That's a good try, Gord, today, but
I win again. Like it's, I didn't really have to put my effort in it. Here we go. Okay. Dress your cable.
he had an umbrella.
Oh, jeez. Okay, here we go.
Yep.
Canada had its hands full against France, trailed twice in the game, trailed for the first time in a game in this World Championship, but finally the power play and a bounce took care of it.
This was more of a game than many people thought. I thought that the French would hang in early with some enthusiasm playing in front of the home crowd, but the game would get stretched out, and it just never happened. Ryan O'Reilly scored on the power play early, and that made me think that the French were going to back off, but they never did. So the power play was really key for Canada. O'Reilly's won in the first, and then trailing 2-1 late in the second period, Claude Giroux scored on the power play. That was a key moment. They get the bounce on the Marc-Edouard Vlasic goal for the game winner, but Canada's special teams also were important in the third period where they had 5 minutes of penalty kill that they had to run through. They did a good job in a game that was far more difficult than they thought.
This is an important night for hockey in France. The French playing here in Paris in front of a sellout crowd. They played great.
There's nothing not to like about the game for the French. From their goaltender, Florian Hardy, who was outstanding in goal tonight, 32 stops in the game, and several of them just outstanding efforts. Their defense was physical. They really made Canada work for the ice that they got. And then up front, they don't have a real talented squad, but they got to the net. They pushed the game as much as they could. Pierre-Edouard Bellemare was outstanding. They get a power play goal from Damien Fleury, who was a big scorer in Europe. I just don't know what else they could have done. It was a terrific night here in Paris, and the French team should be proud of their effort.
Canada now 4-0 in the tournament, has won 23 of its last 24 games at the World Championship. Next up, Switzerland on Saturday.
teenager who will see the